So here we have Hey, hello, hello. Alex, how are you doing, man? Ah, nice, nice, nice. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Why don't I see the chat? Like, why do I have to hover my mouse over the chat to see what you guys write? Is it because of streamer mode? Maybe. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the front of this. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be something similar to the Eve. I'm not sure yet. I have a rough idea on how this is going to look, but I'm not really sure if I like it. Let's say. The idea, I remove everything. The idea is obviously we have the Eve. This has a new design now. I mean, a new design. You guys are gonna see it shortly. But obviously we have the Eve, which is more of like a simpler, more of like a budget build, let's say, of the D1. The D1 is obviously like the old Elite. If I can open it up. And they are great. They're really nice, and I love them. But I also want something small, something compact. You know, for people who like to run drones, or for example, studio environments. Something small that you can build on the Combute Module 5 will be nice. And then at least we can also like focus on the Combute Module 5 a bit more, cause it's also a really nice alternative for the smaller bodies. I'll explain what's going on here. This is a 2.8 inch DSI screen. You have the connector here. The connector comes and connects to the WaveShare carrier board. Here is the Combute Module 5. it sits on the official cooler. That cooler, if I only show the cooler and the bracket I made for it. It will take air from here. Basically we would have an intake here, and obviously there are other vent holes on the body that takes air, and then it blows and it goes to these sides. So if you see it sitting in the body, we would have the intake here and we would have the two exhausts here. Then yeah, as I said, obviously we have the CM5, we have the Nano B carrier board from Waveshare. It has the two DSI ports, although it's not visible on this board yet, but I can show it. Waveshare. Nano B5. Let's see. Yes. So it's a really small carrier board. It has 4-lane MIPI connections like DSI and camera connections here. On the underside it also has the PCI connection. It also has HDMI. All the stuff we really need for these cameras basically on this one. It also has a microphone input, which we could maybe utilize somehow. I'm not really sure how yet, but I'll try to figure that out. And its small size basically makes us able to make something like this. This camera, as you can see, would be really small. I think it's 74 by 74 millimeters. Which is really small. It's almost like GoPro size, or maybe even smaller than GoPro. I'm not sure. Although it doesn't look like that here on the design, it doesn't look small yet, but compared to an HDMI port, this is how big it is. Like you can see, it's really small. And yeah, it would be amazing for drones and studio environments, or I don't know, even if we can come up with a way to connect some handles and some top rails or stuff to it, it will be even a nice little C-mount, camera that you can go out and run and gun. But yeah, I mainly wanna come up with a nice design for this. Also the display holding. I'm going to explain all these parts just so any of you who would want to get into designing these custom bodies for this platform. So we basically have the screen. It has it has 4 screw sockets basically, where you can screw it down. We have this plate here. This plate, if I turn on the screws as well, this plate screws into the screen and holds the screen, and then this plate would also screw into the body, as you can see here. So if I only show the body on how it looks, it has the heat inserts will be here. You can screw that plate down, and it's basically a sandwich that holds the screen and holds all the other components as well. And yeah, you will print this first. You would print the plate, and then you can start putting it together easily just by dropping this plate in, dropping the screen from the back, screwing it down, and you have a way easier job than playing around with side panels and stuff. Although I might make some side panels for the ventilation just so you can remove it and clean it if it's necessary. I'm not really sure about that yet. But I need to come up with a really good design for the body, because I want it to look cool, I guess. I also want to see something. Let's see if I open up the Eclipse. Do I have it saved somewhere here, maybe? Oh yeah, I do. Ah yeah, okay. It's way too small for that. I'm not sure. Should we make it a bit bigger, just so it fits one of these top plates, or let's just, I don't know. Let's just see if we can use smaller natorials maybe. I also have this 3.5-inch screen that we could use. Obviously this would make the body a bit bigger, but I'm not sure if that's a problem or not. Having something as small as almost a GoPro is, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, especially with C-mount lenses. Oh, that's actually a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Yes, the screen, the 3.5-inch screen will almost be the size of the camera, so... Nah. I don't know. Maybe. Nah, let's forget that for a second. What you're saying is actually a really good idea. We could have like a bracket that goes around it, almost like a cage. And then if you really want, you can add some of this stuff. Yeah. GoPro frame mount. I never seen that, but let me look it up. GoPro frame mount. I mean, yeah, even these ones look pretty nice. If you search for GoPro cage, I mean, we could make a cage like this, no problem. I don't see why not. Let's see the size of the GoPro. GoPro size. So it's 71 times 47. So yeah, it's in terms of the width, it's like 3 millimeters shorter, 2 millimeters shorter. Let's look some of these cameras and see. Get some inspiration. I'm not sure if is it GoPro that released a version that has like the MFT mount now. I think so. Oh yeah. This one is pretty sick. Oh wow. So we are kind of almost creating something similar to this, which I think would be sick. Obviously we are recording 12-bit CDNG instead of let me see. I wonder if Backbone Sony action camera mode might have similar form factor to yours. I think so. I mean, let me see. So is this a front plate that gets screwed onto the RX, if I understand it right? That makes it able to have MFT mount. Maybe we shouldn't really complicate it and just make something really simple. Let's see. Let me. Not really sure about this back either. So let me play around with this design a bit more. The reason I'm adding these bumps on the back is to have some kind of protection for the screen. Like if you place it, you know, flat on a surface, or even if you drop it, like, okay, if there is a rock or something, it's probably going to shatter, but it at least gives some kind of protection for the screen, instead of having it, you know, straight flat with the backside. So that's the main idea here. Let's see. Okay, I like this more than the curved edges, for sure. But as for the front, well, let's see. Oops. To be fair, I cannot really tell you. Like, I'm not even sure how to answer that question, because I was a graphic designer, and I also done a lot of paintings and drawings in my life. But yeah, I was mainly a graphic designer for a few years, probably 5 years or something like that. I'm not really sure now. And I started doing all this stuff as a hobby. I do know a lot about, like, obviously electrical engineering and all that kind of stuff, but when I'm designing these sort of, you know, cameras, I'm not really sure if I'm thinking with, like, you know, as like how an engineer would think about it, or if I'm thinking about it as, like, you know, as like an artist. For me, both matters. Like, I do like to have, you know, cameras that look nice as well. One of the biggest inspiration for me is red cameras. They look amazing, and I think they have one of the best designs out there. I really like that, you know, industrial, modern design they do. But to be fair, most of the time I also think about it as what users would want to have and what users would, you know, like. For example, if I show you the design of the D1, I'm not sure if all of you know, but the design is basically based on the red V Raptor. The front and the sides are not really, and obviously the top, it's not really looking like that, but the back is really similar to the V Raptor. But it's also based on its technical drawing in terms of the mountings. So all the mounting holes that you can see here and on the top, same goes for the bottom. They are all the same as on the red V Raptor. And why did I choose to make it like that? It's pretty simple, because for the V Raptor there is already a bunch of accessories on the market, and if you start 3D printing these cameras and, you know, shooting with them, and, you know, you decide that you want a cage or a bottom plate or something, you're gonna have a pretty hard time if it's not something that already exists. You know, your only option would be only to 3D print those parts, and then that's probably it. But here, for example, if I show you, this is the cage for the V Raptor, and it fits this camera perfectly. So you can use the top handle, you can use the top plate, the bottom plate as well. It's not fully redesigned. I just redesigned it to see, like, you know, the fitment and stuff. But you can get the point. It's really easy to find accessories for the D1 because it already exists for the V Raptor. Some of those cages are actually pretty cheap as well. Like, you can find them for around $100, just for like the cage itself. Obviously, if you want to add other type of stuff, then it's gonna get more expensive. But that's mainly how I was thinking about it when I started designing it. I just wanted something that can fit accessories already on the market, and fits everything that we want to put inside of it. I'll probably do. I'm not sure what I would show as of now. Like, I'll probably want to set up a way where right now I don't have a camera, for example, that I can use for streaming, like, let's say, even a webcam or something. So I do want to invest into those. I also want to start streaming, soldering, and like, you know, all this type of stuff. Even camera repairs. Like most of you know, I'm a cinema camera repair technician. I repair mostly Blackmagic cameras, but a lot of other stuff as well. So those would be also nice. But for the software, I want to set up something where you can also like see what's going on inside the software. Because right now everything I'm doing on the PC, I'm compiling it, cross-compiling it on the PC, but I'm actually running it on the Pi, and there is no way for you to see what's going on in the Pi from the PC. So yeah, I will need to do something like that. Maybe I can do something similar with like HDMI. How do you call them? Like record devices or whatever it is. Yeah, maybe an emulator, or maybe, I mean, now if I'm thinking about it, it's running Linux, so I could probably run it as like a virtual environment, and then you can see what's going on, and we can test it together, and yeah. But that's definitely something more for the future, more for like, I don't know, a few weeks from now, let's say. As some of you know, like I'm trying to aim the update that's coming with the software. I'm trying to aim it at this weekend. Hopefully I can finish it by this weekend. There are a few smaller stuff that I need to still work on, like the web app and stuff. There is still a few smaller things, but it's going really well. Like it's all working really well. I wasn't able to find any bugs, and I've been testing it for a few days now. The development of the DSI bridge is also going really well. I finally figured out all the display timings and stuff. It's running at 60 Hz, so that's great. I'll probably stream the whole development of the Lank bridge as well for the Lank remote. Let me see if I can show it here. Yeah, like these boards. For those who didn't see these ones, this is a Lang bridge. You connect the 3-pin GST connector to the Pi's UART, and then on this 3-pin GST you can connect like 3.5 or a 2.5mm jack, and with that you can use all the Lang remotes out there. For example, like the Ursa handle, or I don't know, some of that stuff. And it makes it easy if you get one of those side handles or top handles. It makes it easy to start and stop recording, and probably adjusting other type of settings. We can also create our own like remote control if we want, then with Lang. So that's going to be great. Again, this is going great with the DSI. And yeah, for now I want to focus on this because this is something I've been thinking of a lot. I'm not sure. Again, I'm still not sure about the design yet, but components wise I already know what and where is going to sit inside. And also I'm open to any ideas or any features or any suggestions you guys have. Let me know. I'm trying to include as many features as possible. And I'm already surprised by the amount of stuff we already have inside the UI. Like I wasn't sure if I'm gonna be able to figure out like CDNG playback, for example. That was a hard one. Yeah, that's nice. Like, to be fair, contributions and all that kind of stuff. There are a few people who already started, you know, modifying the software and doing their own like features and stuff like that. I can also implement it into the main build in a way where, you know, if you want to use that feature, you can either enable it or it's automatically going to see what kind of hardware you have. So most of the contributions in this project are probably going to come from you know, from people trying to customize the builds for themselves, and yeah, that way we have new features and new ways of the builds. As I explained, the main idea with the software and these builds as well is to create like a platform for these DIY cinema cameras. It's, if you want to build one of these cameras, you can choose whichever body you want. You can choose multiple components. You can choose between sensors, which one fits your needs more. You can go headless designs as well, where you don't have a screen and the UI. You can just control the camera from the web app or physical buttons, for example. You can choose to have just those small I2C OLEDs. Yeah, it's going to be really versatile, I think. And hopefully it's going to fit most people's needs, let's say. Let's search for another music, because this just keeps looping and looping. Okay. What programs I'm using for these? What kind of design of open source cinema is it? If you're new to the project, yeah, so this one, if you're new to it, it looks weird. Let me explain what's going on here quickly. So this is a C-mount support for the sensor board we are using. The sensor board is a Starlight Eye designed by Will Wang. It's using the IMX585 sensor, and and it basically screws in place here. You can sandwich the C-mount between the front panel, and then it makes you able to use C-mount lenses with this sensor. If you're new to this wall project and the stuff I'm doing, I'm basically developing a software based on CinePi. Although we are not using the CinePi RAW anymore, but the main idea is basically the same. CinePi is a software that runs on the Raspberry Pi 5, and it makes you able to record CDNG and to have controls like like on standard cameras, like ISO, frame rate, all that kind of stuff. And I've designed 2 of these cameras already. They are both open source and you can download them and print them yourself. This one is the Eve. There is going to be a new version of Eve shortly with a build guide that's going to be shared. This one is a simpler version of the D1, or formerly known as the Elite. This is the Elite. As I explained before, I'm not sure if he was here, but where is this? Yeah, control cage. But it's basically a cinema camera design based on the V-Raptor. This one has MFT mount. If I disable some of this stuff, you can see what's going on inside. You have the Pi 5, you have the CFE hat, you have the power board, the Yaboom power board as well, and you have a lot of other stuff. And it makes you able to basically build your own cinema camera. Yeah, it's mostly for it can take stills as well, like DNG frames, raw DNG frames, but it's mainly for movies, let's say. I can show if I come here, probably. I'm searching the wrong place. Why am I not able to search for my own? Anyway, let me try to find it. So, for example, this whole thing was shot on one of these cameras. Yeah, it's really different from most of the stuff. Like, it's a mix between let's say the V-Raptor of the red V-Raptor and probably an OG or a micro. But let me show you this. This was fully shot on one of these cameras. Hopefully it's visible.